Welcome back to Eyewitness News. This morning, we're joined by Charley O'Hara in to answer your legal questions. If you want, get on the line, 436-1212. We do have a couple callers already here with questions. So, hey, caller, if you're there, you can go ahead and ask your question now to Charley.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Charley.
Good morning.
My question is, I moved, and now I'm at a new address, and I did put in a forwarding address, but my W-2s went to the old address. The person there refuses to give them to me or back to the mailman. Is there anything I can do about that?
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, obviously, they're not supposed to do that. They should give them to you. I guess you can get in a big fight. You could probably call up the Postal Service. They're supposed to not take other people's mail. The simple solution to me would be to call your employer where you got the W-2s and have them sent to your new address so you don't have to get in that fight. I think you could. I think that person should give you that mail, and if you have to, you can call the postal authorities.
Now, interesting with that would be if that person opens the W-2, does that then become a federal offense, opening somebody else's mail, especially when it comes to taxes?
I would think you're not supposed to do that, and I would think that the postmaster would be quite interested in that.
Yes.
But people shouldn't be doing that. You ought to give other people their mail and not open it up.
I know.
That's
it's just a fight you just don't want to get into, people.
Right.
Just don't bring it on yourself. We do have another caller on the line with a question. So, hey, caller, if you're there, you can go ahead now and ask your question to Charley.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go for it.
Yes, Mr. O'Hara, I want to ask if I had a person under a contract or remodeling a house, and I started on the house and they didn't have the money to pay me and to buy the material, and then they tell me to quit working on the house if we're under contract, do I have any rights to collect the rest of my money?
Well, I don't think if you don't do the work, you're not going to get to collect the whole amount of the money you contracted for. The problem could happen is if you gave up other jobs and you couldn't do the other jobs because you signed a contract, you'd obviously have some damages. A lot of contracts that you have are going to have liquidated or damages already in there, but you might very well have some. I don't know how big the contract is. I don't know what's involved in it. A huge contract like that, there would obviously be some damages from backing out of a contract. If it's real small, it might not be worth messing with. It just kind of depends on the circumstances and what happened.
And again, you have to look at the amount it would cost you to either hire an attorney and have that attorney practice for you, and what you would pay them versus what you would get out of it.
Well, there's a lot of practicalities in the lawsuit.
Yes.
The fact that you're right, it doesn't make it worthwhile a lot of times.
Exactly. And an interesting thing to keep in mind
Yes.
about our legal system. Thanks so much, Charley, for being in this morning. Thanks for your question.